Well, that's not good. Oh boy. On today's video, I'm just going to change the water in the rear end of the tractor and show you how winter destroys everything you love and hold dear in the Northland.
This is a Homage beat.
And a couple of days later, temps have dropped. This morning it was about 20 below and it's warmed up enough where I'm going to head out and pick up a wood stove for out in the garage. You can get this bad boy all started up if it wants to. Ooh, she ain't happy. Oil pressure 0, slowly creeping up. Well, that's neat. So I'll let that warm up for quite a while, and then, yeah, we'll get out of here. Well, somebody did an amazing job plowing out here for the first time, and unfortunately, that same somebody had a little bit of an oversight by not plowing out around where the trailer is and leaving this giant windrow right here. So that somebody's got a little bit to learn yet, but it's okay. But I'm gonna try and get through here. I've hit that snowbank pretty hard. That stuff sets up like concrete after it's packed in the snowbank like that. But so we got about 8 inches of snow settled, and that track is completely disappeared right now. But I'm gonna hitch up to the trailer real quick. Try not to hit the fence behind me, but we'll turn around up here, and I think we're pretty much out of here after that. We should be good to go. Everything's all hitched up. Check my lights, get the snow off the thing, and get out of here. Well, I'm on my way to Two Harbors, but check out the North Shore information booth and look at the lake fog right now. It's really cool. Right now the lake is a lot warmer than the surrounding air, so you get this really cool like lake fog effect. So I'd show you guys really quick because it's going to freeze up here probably in the next couple of weeks if it stays really cold. But for now, what a cool look, huh? Well, the lake was cool, and I made it to Two Harbors in one piece, so I'm only about a mile away from the destination to pick up this wood stove. I'm gonna get it in the back of the trailer, pick up some stuff at Menards so I can get the pipe connected to the roof exit and get a cap on it and everything. And then, yeah, maybe there'll be enough time this afternoon where I can actually fire it up and see what I got. But until then, I'll see you guys back out at the land. Alright guys, winter has fully set in out here. It's about 5 degrees today and real windy, so I'm happy that I've got a space to work on Ursula inside. You'll notice that the 2 lifting arms are missing, and right here I had a heck of a mess because over the course of the summer, one of the cylinders, the driver's side in particular, got really bad and started passing a lot of fluid out when it was resting. So luckily I had both of these rebuilt. They were like 200 bucks a piece or just under, I forget, it was like 180 bucks to have these completely rebuilt. Put new hoses and stuff on them by a shop that's really good at doing this stuff. What we're gonna do today is get these cylinders back on. I'll put the battery back in the tractor. I do have a block heater plugged in and running right now, so hopefully it's heating up the coolant and in turn the block. It's running off of an inverter that I've got hooked up to my truck right now. So there appears to be a coolant heater right there. Whether or not it works, I don't know. Ooh. It's smoking a little bit, so hopefully it's not on fire. If it is, we'll have to shut her down, but it's getting hot by the looks of it. I'll keep a close eye on that. I don't want to start a fire with this thing, so. Probably hasn't been plugged in 20 years, so we'll see what it's doing in a little bit. But anyways, the coolant's heating up right now, and what I'm gonna do is get these lift arms all installed, and then hopefully when I hook them up, they'll do their self-bleeding thing. We'll run it a couple of times up and down, and hopefully it'll be pretty much leak-free in the hydraulic department. There's other stuff that leaks on it, but you gotta pick your battles, you know? So I'm gonna get right to it, and we'll see you guys after we get this thing running and get the engine up to temp so we can get the oil changed on it. Oh, I see why. There's a relief cut on these, that's what it's for. I see now. got both my cotter pins in, so we are good to go here. Luckily these have quick connect fittings on them, so. Oh, there, quick connect. I still need 2 hands, evidently. There. So this side's all done, buttoned up. I might do a little touch up after I run it and all that, and let it dry for the next couple of weeks when I don't touch it, or whatever the case. But I am going to go ahead on the other side and get that arm on too. Hopefully everything lines up just like it does now, and we'll be good to go. The block heater is working, so must have just not been used for many years or some such thing, because it smoked pretty good when I first plugged it in. I've been keeping an eye on it. I'll have to take these hoses loose real quick with wrenches so they can relax and look right, because right now it's all kinked up, but they assembled them in a shop and they have no clue how it's going to go on a tractor, so I'm super happy with how this stuff turned out. Got the other side all straightened out, which means I just gotta crack these loose quick, straighten out this side, and everything's gonna look pretty good. Get it all dressed out as nice as you can. More than anything, it's just going to look better and not bind up as easy or anything, hopefully, because it was pretty tight. They weren't really landed right, so get these all done. And then I've had the block heater plugged in this whole time. It's probably been 20-30 minutes maybe. And hopefully we'll be good to go. So we've got our 2 new lines and our new cylinders all installed. Well, not new, but rebuilt. I do have enough stuff to do an oil change today, so I am planning on doing that as well. I believe the cartridge filter is in here, but I do also have an owner and operator's manual for the tractor, so I'm gonna make sure I got everything straightened out before I check it. What I'm gonna do real quick is check the engine oil, and then I think I'll put the battery in and try and fire it off. It should actually start up, and I've given it a little bit of time to heat up, so hopefully we'll be off to a pretty good start here. Contact. One more. Oh yeah, we're almost there. I think the clutch is stuck. Can't even let it out in neutral, so I didn't think there'd be a problem here. I brought it in, it's always been dry and everything, but it does make you wonder if there's some water in the crankcase or something. That could definitely be what's going on. So, I'll have to figure this out. It doesn't really seem like it's gonna roll or anything. We can try and pull it out real quick with a truck or something, but I've got little hope. I feel like everything's locked up right now solid. So I do wonder what's going on with this thing. They did store it outside, so my guess is that it's got a lot of water in it. We'll see. All right, so I got the oil change started on this thing. I just dropped the drain plug under the tractor, and I'm gonna actually flush a little bit of this oil through. I'm using a Rotella diesel blend. It's pretty highly recommended, equivalent to what the old tractor oil would be. So I'm gonna put it in a little bit and just run it through and push out the rest of that black oil because it was really, really dark. Just gonna try and make sure we're off to a good start here. It's actually a little trick a buddy of mine taught me a couple years ago. It seemed to work pretty good. So when you do the oil change, you'll kind of purge out the rest of what's in the bottom of the pan while you're pouring it. So it's kind of a neat little trick, and it's running out clear now, so that'll be enough of that. Once it's done dripping, I will put the plug back in, and up here I've got a canister filter. So it looks like I can drain it here, and this is the retaining bolt. Make a little mess there, and then after that we should be good to fill it up with 6 quarts. I'll run it, check the level, and that'll be it for the oil change. It hasn't been done for quite a few years by the sounds of it. Yeah, this has definitely not been changed in a while.
Yeah, she's doing the go eat and stuff.
Okay, yeah, let me pop this open, I'll be ready. Alright, so I got my new cartridge on. I did install a gasket, and there was not a gasket here. There was no rubber, no cork, no nothing. It wasn't stuck on here, so there was actually no gasket on this bad boy when I changed it, and it didn't leak. So we'll see if this causes a problem or doesn't. It ran without a gasket, so it must just kind of tumble through here. There can't be pressure in that housing or whatever. So it worked for many years without one. But I'm gonna clean up the housing a little bit and put this back together, and hopefully we'll be about done with our oil change after I top it off and run it. Alright guys, we are rolling, and it's actually take 2 of working on the tractor out at the track. Last time I went out, or in the last clip that we left off at, it was frozen solid, or at least that's what I'm presuming it was. Being this time of year, anything that's got water in the case, transmission or, you know, differential housing, anything like that, if you have gears or the ring gear sitting in a bath of ice where, you know, for whatever reason, could have got full of water from sitting outside, I mean, you name it, any number of things could have happened to it. So typically, I guess when equipment sits outside, you got a pretty high probability that some water is going to seep in, and the tractor that I bought had sat outside for a long time and didn't see any winter use. So what that tells me is that there's a bunch of water in the case just from rain and snow and stuff melting in and just condensation from warming up and cooling down that's probably going to have to drip off. So I'm on my way out there right now to get that thing started after I see if it'll roll. If it'll roll today, now that it's been 50 degrees out for a few days in a row, I've got high hopes that it got warm enough in the garage that it might have heated up the tractor up to above freezing anyways, but maybe not. You know, it's inside, it's not exactly in the sunlight, and I'm kind of rolling the dice. If it doesn't roll here today, I'll come back out tomorrow with a big weed burner and a propane tank, and I'll heat that case up and drain all the water off and go drive it outside. So I'll give you guys a quick overhead view of what it's been like out there for the last 3, 4, 5 months. Everything's been totally frozen, and in all honesty, I've just had zero motivation to go out there and do anything. You know, we did a lot of work out there this summer, and it's just really tough when you work full-time and you've got a family and stuff to be around, and you know, yeah, it just ends up being a lot of work. So, you know, it's funny, I found the more and more that, like, my kid's getting older, it's tougher and tougher to be away from him. I feel like bad doing it, you know, but now that he's getting to be 2 years old, it's actually kind of sucking going out here and just kind of leaving him for the whole afternoon. So looking forward to him getting a little bit older and being able to come out and do stuff with me. That's something that's getting more and more exciting as time goes on, but for now, I'll still be grinding away out here this summer. We're into spring pretty much in the Northland, and got some exciting stuff coming up this summer already planned and on the books. So now that you guys got a quick view of what it's been like out here, everything's frozen and thawing out. It's a sloppy mess everywhere on the dirt roads and out in the grass, so I'm just gonna be sticking to driving to the garage and back for now, and hopefully getting the tractor moving. So we got our new rams all installed on it. I brought out more hydraulic fluid because I actually ran out last time. It took a whole bunch more than I thought, and hopefully it's going to be enough where I can get that thing outside and work the system up quite a bit and get everything moving and kind of ready to go. So we'll up to you guys when we're at the garage. Oh boys, we got an intruder. Code red, DEFCON 5. There's a little skunk up there running around. Look at him. Oh, here he comes. You don't care. He's coming right over here. Oh yeah, here he comes. Oh no, it's a skunk. I'm gonna drive away from him and let him kind of do his thing. I don't want my truck to stink. See you later, buddy. Don't come back. Alright, so we are in the garage. I hope you guys enjoyed that little bit of a drone clip I put together, but off camera, I did move it, and so far, I have hope. It appears that everything's gonna be okay, as far as I can tell. And what we've got is movement, which is really good. Prior to that, there was absolutely nothing moving. Everything was frozen, totally solid. And these things are pretty tough, so even if there is some water, you know, at any level in here, it seems like they're tough enough where it doesn't seem to destroy them. It's a very common thing that happens on equipment, I guess, after doing some homework. So, where we left off, earlier in the clip, we got our new cylinders on, 2 lift cylinders, we changed the oil on it, new oil filter, and we kind of gave it just a real quick and dirty service. It seems to run really, really good, so I don't think I'm going to change the plugs on this or anything quite yet. The wires are getting to be a little worse for wear, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it later. But I think what I'm going to try and do first is get to that drain plug right there and try and drain any water out of it that I can, because it'll be at the bottom of the pan, just like it would be with oil. So that'll be the first step, is go ahead and get that water drained out so we can at least take care of it up there. It's probably got more up here, but I haven't really looked that close to see. Oh yeah, there's another drain plug. So I'll probably have to hit up a couple of these. No big deal, but this is actually a good time to do it. I'll probably do a drain and fill on it, but it is like 26 quarts of a type of gear oil. I forget the specific type that you're supposed to put in this type of tractor, but yeah, it's a ton of oil. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on this. It looks like my fuel bowl is leaking, so that's new. Who knows how long that's been leaking for. Appears to be wet there, so that's a new thing. But at any rate, it's an old tractor and they're not perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a pan ready, catch any water that comes out so we can just toss it outside, and we'll go from there. All right, so we'll find out real quick if I'm gonna totally fail this or not. All right, it's about loose, so I'm hoping it's just gonna run past the threads. Yep, here it comes. Oh yeah, there's a lot in here. Oh God. Whew. We almost had a problem there. So there is maybe more than I'm thinking, but almost lost the drain plug. That would have been an absolute tragedy. One bucket. How many more times am I gonna fill this? Okay, so I only filled that thing up like maybe to a fifth of it the second time, then I hit oil. So that means it's drained out in the back. There's one more, and I believe this is the transmission drain plug. So I'm gonna try and get this sucker open and make sure my transmission is good and empty. It looks like a fill line there, so it's pretty wet under there. I don't think anything happened. It's not like it's all dumped out on the ground through a crack, so I think it's in pretty good shape, but time will tell, like a lot of things. Let's see what's behind door number 1. Be very careful not to drop this again, but you gotta get right to the nitty-gritty on the edge. Oh, you almost gotta take it out. Okay, I think that's about it. I'm hitting a lot of gear oil, so I'm gonna change fluids on both of these this summer for sure. But what I am gonna do is go outside with it, run it, get it up to temp and everything, and make sure I have the hydraulic system filled. So I think I got most of the water out, and that's a really good thing, and I actually didn't have to heat it, which is even better. All right, top deck. Alright, so maybe you're making fun of my dorky headphones on, but that thing's pretty loud and I can listen to the radio while I'm working on stuff, and I'm out here by myself, so I actually can't talk with anybody, so it kind of makes sense. I noticed that the tip function's a little bit jerky, and I'm going to check the fluid level. It seems as though that might be the problem. It's a good possibility at any rate, so I'm going to go ahead and check the hydraulic fluid level and go from there. Well, I added about another half a gallon to it. Brought the level up a little bit, but it's pretty aerated right now, so I may have to wait till it settles and do it a couple more times, get all the air work through the system back to the main reservoir. But for now, that's all I got on the tractor. I'm going to pull it back in, and we'll see you guys in the next video.